Hello friends, welcome all of you to the Fundamental Pharmacy. Again, I have come up with a new video for you, that is drug of choice for different poisoning and different diseases. Part 2nd. We have already completed a few drug of choice and their condition in the part 1st. So it's a continue video for that. So it is a part 2nd video. Okay. It is very important as far as your competitive exams are concerned, like pharma competitive exams like GPAT 2021, NIPER, Drug Inspector Government Pharmacist, and other pharma competitive exams. Okay. So friends, this video is going to be very useful for you. It is going to be knowledge oriented, and it's my request to you, please watch. Friends, in this session we will learn different poisoning or intoxication, their symptoms, drug of choice used along with their mechanism. Okay, so guys, without wasting time, I would like to start the session. And if you think it's good and useful for you, then please like the video, share the video with your friends so that your friends can get help, and comment on this video your views, because that is the most important part for us. That is actually a charging energy for us. Your likes, comments is nothing but that will charge up me for more videos. Okay, and please subscribe the channel. Those who have not subscribed our channel, they can subscribe our channel, and do not forget to press bell icon so that you will get video update. Whenever I will upload video, you will get update of the video, notification of that video. Okay, today first disease we are going to discuss about the cholera. Okay, so cholera, what is the drug of choice that is used in cholera? So in case of cholera, drug of choice is tetracyclines. Okay, in case of cholera, drug of choice is tetracyclines. Okay, so first we should know what is cholera. So we will discuss small very in quick we will discuss quickly about the cholera. The cholera is caused by the bacteria known as Vibrio cholera, the organism which causes potentially epidemic and life-threatening diarrhea. It causes epidemic and life-threatening diarrhea, which is characterized by numerous voluminous watery stool, or it is also known as a rice water diarrhea, and the diarrhea is often accompanied by vomiting. Okay, so the causative organism for this cholera is a Vibrio cholera, which causes potentially a epidemic and life-threatening diarrhea. So the patient die by diarrhea, not by this cholera organism. Okay, because of it causes life-threatening diarrhea. I will explain you later on. Okay, so diarrhea is characterized by numerous watery stool, numerous voluminous watery stool, which is known as the rice water diarrhea. Often the diarrhea is accompanied by vomiting. Okay, so how the cholera is spread? So it is spread through contaminated food and water with bacteria. If your food and water is contaminated with the cholera bacteria, then you will get a cholera. So it is spread through contaminated food and water with bacteria. In case of epidemic, it is spread via infected feces. So if there is epidemic of cholera, mostly it is spread via infected feces. Okay, so what this cholera organism do? So in intestine, this bacteria releases a toxin which penetrate. Actually, it is a endotoxin released by this Vibrio cholera. The toxin which penetrates into the intestinal wall. The toxin will penetrate into the intestinal wall and prevent the reabsorption of water. Important step to maintain a water balance, because most of the water are reabsorbed from the intestine. Okay, so this toxin will prevent the reabsorption of water from intestine, and it will lead to increased excretion of water. This will result in the increased excretion of water. As a result of this, the patient will develop hypovolemic shock. The patient will develop hypovolemic shock and dehydration, and the patient usually dies because of this. Because of severe diarrhea, there is a hypovolemic shock and dehydration. Okay, so patient dies because of hypovolemic shock and dehydration, not because of this cholera organism actually. Okay, so what is drug of choice? Drug of choice is nothing but the tetracycline for this cholera, but it is not enough. Along with this tetracycline, you have to correct whatever is the fluid and electrolyte loss is there. So along with tetracyclines, correction of electrolyte disturbances. Along with tetracycline, correction of electrolyte disturbances is very important. So for that purpose, you have to use oral rehydration salts, which is given. Vaccination for this cholera is also available. Okay. So the drug of choice is tetracycline, and the tetracycline acts by inhibition of protein synthesis. So tetracycline will bind with the 30th ribosome of your bacteria, and it will inhibit the protein synthesis. So the bacteria will ultimately die. Okay. So in case of cholera, drug of choice is tetracycline. Just remember, most of the time this question has already asked in the various exams like GPAT, NIPER, then your government pharmacist exam, various kind of other pharma competitive exams. Okay, so drug of choice in the cholera is tetracycline. Is that clear to you? Now we will see the next drug, next condition. Next condition is a Kala Azar. So okay, so Kala Azar, you might have heard the term Kala Azar. So in case of Kala Azar, drug of choice is amphotericin B, particularly liposomal amphotericin B, because of increased pharmacokinetics. Okay, so in case of Kala Azar, drug of choice is amphotericin B. So we will see what is Kala Azar first, because you see Kala Azar is caused by a protozoa known as Leishmania donovani. Okay, so Kala Azar is a disease that is caused by protozoa known as Leishmania donovani, and it is transmitted by the bite of infected sand fly. Okay, so this Kala Azar is transmitted by the sand flies. So if sand fly containing Kala Azar bacteria, if bites you, you will get a Kala Azar. So Kala Azar is caused by protozoa known as Leishmania donovani, transmitted by bite of infected sand fly, and there are other mode of transmission also. We will not going in the details of that. So what are the different symptoms of this Kala Azar? So what are the different symptoms of this Kala Azar? So if you get Kala Azar, so symptoms will be like that. Symptoms are splenomegaly, hepatomegaly, anemia, weight loss, darkening of skin, fever, and lymphoadenopathy. Okay, I will explain the terms one by one. Splenomegaly. So you can see in this term, in this word there are two words, spleno and megaly. So spleno means it indicates your spleen, the organ spleen. Okay, megaly means there is a enlargement, there is swelling. Okay, so splenomegaly means there is a enlarged spleen. Okay, hepato means liver. Hepatomegaly means enlargement of liver or liver swelling. Anemia means decrease hemoglobin. Weight loss, darkening of skin, you will get a fever, lymphoadenopathy. Okay, that is inflammation of lymph glands. So these are the symptoms of Kala Azar. Now, drug of choice for this Kala Azar is liposomal amphotericin B. So why? So liposomal amphotericin B is the first choice for this treatment of Kala Azar. Okay, along with this, if there are second choice also. So second choice of are miltefosine and paromomycin. Miltefosine and paromomycin are the second choice for this Kala Azar. Okay, so first drug of choice is amphotericin B, liposomal amphotericin B. Second drug of choice is nothing but the miltefosine and paromomycin. Okay, so what is the mechanism of action of this amphotericin B? So amphotericin B interact hydrophobically. It will bind to ergosterol, and it will cause a pores. It will create a pores in the cell membrane of fungus or cell membrane of this microorganism. So it will cause, that will lead to leakage of the content inside the cell. Okay, so whatever content are present in the inside the cell, that will leak out and the cell will die. Okay, so this amphotericin B amphotericin B will interact with hydrophobically with ergosterol, and it will create a pores in the cell membrane of bacteria or fungus. Therefore, there will be leakage of cell content, which will lead to death of cell. Also, there is a leakage of sodium and potassium ion, so cell cannot live without these things. Okay, so there is a leakage, there is a formation of pores in the cell wall. Okay, so how this is how amphotericin B will be a drug of choice for treatment of Kala Azar. Okay. Now we will see the next drug, next condition and drug of choice. So next is iron poisoning. So in case of iron poisoning, the drug of choice is deferoxamine. In case of iron poisoning, the drug of choice is nothing but the deferoxamine. Okay, so we will see why there is a iron poisoning. Most of the time iron poisoning is because of accident, and most of them it is in the children. Okay, so what are the symptoms and symptoms of iron poisoning? Okay, so accidental ingestion of iron tablets by children. Okay, so most of the time this iron poisoning occurs in the children, and that is also because of accidental ingestion of iron tablets. Okay, so accidental ingestion of iron tablets by children leads to iron poisoning. Okay, so what are the different symptoms of iron poisoning? So we will discuss it. Necrotizing severe gastroenteritis, then vomiting, then abdominal pain, bloody diarrhea, then lethargy, dyspnea, metabolic acidosis, coma and death. So I will explain terms one by one. Okay, so necrotizing severe gastroenteritis. So gastroenteritis means what? It is a inflammation of gastrointestinal tract. So inflammation of gastrointestinal tract is nothing but the gastroenteritis. Okay, so necrotizing severe gastroenteritis means what? There is a lesions, there is necrosis. Lesions means necrosis, loss of cell or loss of tissue. So necrosis of necrotizing severe gastroenteritis means what? There is along with lesions and necrosis. So that is known as a necrotizing severe gastroenteritis. Along with this, you will have vomiting, abdominal pain, and diarrhea with blood. That is known as a bloody diarrhea. Then you will have lethargy, dyspnea. Lethargy means you will get tired, or lethargy means that is known as thakan in Hindi. Okay, this dyspnea, metabolic acidosis, then coma, and finally death. These are the symptoms of iron poisoning. Okay, so drug of choice in iron poisoning is deferoxamine. So actually the iron and forms water soluble ferroxamine. Deferoxamine is a potent iron chelating agent. It combines with iron and forms water soluble ferroxamine, which can be easily excreted from the human body. Okay, and this deferoxamine is also safe in the pregnant woman and children. So this deferoxamine is a drug of choice for iron poisoning. Okay, so next we will see MRSA infections. Okay, next condition is MRSA infection. So MRSA means methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus infections. Methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus infection. Okay, in such situation, in such condition, drug of choice is a vancomycin. So, okay, so vancomycin is a drug of choice in the methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus infections. Okay, we will see what is it. So methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus. See, most of the time the strain of bacterium or strain of bacteria which is resistant to the most of antibiotics, that is known as a resistance of bacteria. So if your bacterial strain is resistant to the penicillin, see what are the routinely used antibiotics? These are nothing but the penicillins and cephalosporins. Okay, so because of their irrational use, so most of the bacteria, they are becoming resistant to the antibiotics. Okay, so those gram positive bacteria like Staphylococcus aureus, it has become resistant to the penicillins. Okay, so that is calculated on the basis of methicillin resistance. Okay, so those bacteria which are resistant for routine antibiotics, they are known as MRSA infections. Okay? So methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus infections. Okay, so actually these, for example, immunocompromised patients, cancer patient, HIV patients, elderly patient, and geriatric and pediatric patients. So these group of patients are more vulnerable for the MRSA infection. Okay, methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus infection. So in this case, drug of choice is vancomycin. Remember this. Vancomycin is a drug of choice in MRSA, methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus infections. Okay, is that clear to you? Now we will see the next condition. So next condition is a VRSA, that is vancomycin resistance aureus infection. In the previous condition we have seen methicillin resistance Staphylococcus aureus infection. In that case, vancomycin is a drug of choice. But what if the bacteria develops resistance to the vancomycin also? Then the next term is, that is VRSA, vancomycin resistant Staphylococcus aureus infection was there. So in this case, linezolid is a drug of choice in case of vancomycin resistant Staphylococcus aureus infection. So then we will see what is it. So vancomycin, actually the vancomycin was a drug. Vancomycin drug was a big gun for most of the gram-positive microbes. See, those bacteria which were resistant to the penicillins and routine antibiotics, they was treated with vancomycin. So vancomycin was a big gun for most of the gram-positive microbes. But with the increase in the MSRA strains, with the increase in those kind of bacteria which are resistant to penicillins and methicillins, so with the increase in the strain, vancomycin is a major drug for the treatment of these kind of infection. So vancomycin was the major drug for MSRA infection, MRSA infection, methicillin resistance Staphylococcus aureus infection. But as the time elapsed, there is an increase in number of bacterial strain which is MSRA. So those bacteria got infection, those bacteria also got resistance to the vancomycin. Okay, initially there was no resistance to vancomycin reported, but recently the bacteria plasmid mediated resistance in the enterococcus has been reported to the vancomycin. Okay, so that's why vancomycin resistant Staphylococcus infection is also there. So for that treatment, linezolid is the drug of choice. Linezolid is used in case of VRSA, vancomycin resistant Staphylococcus aureus. Okay, so vancomycin was a big gun. It was a last hope for the treatment of most of the gram-positive microbes, those have a resistance to the routine antibiotics. Okay, so vancomycin was widely used in the treatment of methicillin resistance Staphylococcus aureus infection. As the use of this vancomycin is increased, even few bacteria got resistance for vancomycin also. Okay, so initially there was no resistance to the vancomycin, but recently plasmid mediated resistance in the enterococcus has been reported. Okay, so these kind of bacteria are known as a vancomycin resistant Staphylococcus aureus. So in this kind of bacteria, if you got infection, you have to use linezolid. Okay, so linezolid is an antibiotic that inhibits the initiation of protein synthesis in the bacteria. Okay, so linezolid that inhibits the initiation of protein synthesis in the bacteria. So you know different steps of protein synthesis you might have studied in the biochemistry, that is initiation, then elongation, then termination. So this linezolid will inhibit the initiation of protein synthesis in the bacteria, and that will cause death of bacteria. So linezolid is used as a drug of choice in the vancomycin resistant Staphylococcus aureus infections. Okay, we will see the next condition and drug of choice. Okay, so next is a warfarin overdose or warfarin poisoning. So warfarin is nothing but the anticoagulant. Okay, warfarin is nothing but the anticoagulant. So in case of warfarin overdose, drug of choice is a vitamin K. In case of warfarin overdose, drug of choice is nothing but the vitamin K. Okay, so what are the symptoms of warfarin overdose or warfarin poisoning? So as you know that warfarin is an anticoagulant, so you can easily predict the what will be the overdose symptom. Obviously there will be a bleeding because it is a anticoagulant. So the symptoms includes bleeding. Okay, so it may be intracranial bleeding or GIT bleeding. Then hematuria. Hematuria means nothing but the your blood in the urine, that is hematuria. Hepatotoxicity, skin necrosis, then purple toe syndrome. This is important. Purple toe syndrome. Your skin will get purple. That is known as a purple toe syndrome. Okay. So in this warfarin overdose, vitamin K is a drug of choice. So vitamin K, which is known as a menadione, it is a lipid soluble vitamin. It is a fat soluble vitamin, and it is a physiological antagonist to the warfarin. It is a physiological antagonist of warfarin. So that's why it is a drug of choice in the warfarin overdose. Remember, these are very important for your exams, and you should have a knowledge of it. Okay, so we will see the next condition. OCD. OCD, you might have termed the OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. Okay, obsessive compulsive disorders, and the drug of choice in this OCD, obsessive compulsive disorders. So drug of choice in OCD is nothing but the, in adults you have fluoxetine, in children's you have clomipramine. Clomipramine in the children is a drug of choice for this OCD treatment. OCD means क्या? OCD means obsessive compulsive disorders. So fluoxetine is used as a drug of choice in adults, and clomipramine is used as a drug of choice in children. Okay, so we will see what is OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. Okay, so OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, is a group of symptoms characterized by obsession and compulsion of certain things. Example: intrusive thought of rituals, preoccupation and compulsion. Okay, if you are not getting these terms, I will explain, don't worry. So just remember, obsessive compulsive disorder is a group of symptoms that are characterized by obsession and compulsion of certain things. Example: intrusive thoughts of rituals, preoccupation and compulsions. I will explain you. So what is compulsions? Compulsions are nothing but the irresistible, continuous, repeatable mental or I will take an example first and then I will explain. Okay, so example: repeatedly washing your hands or repeatedly checking your phone for battery. These are nothing but the compulsive actions. Okay, so you might have observed some people, they are continuously shaking their legs while if they are sitting, if they are studying, if they are watching something, if they are watching me. So they have a habit of continuously shaking their legs. So it is a compulsive movement. It is irresistible. Some people will have rolling up their fingers. Some people will have a habit of shaking their legs like this. These are the compulsive movement. Okay. Now we will see what is the obsessive movement. A recurrent obsession. Obsession is nothing but the recurrent intrusive thought, idea, images, impulse, etc. For example, sexual obsession is there, ritual obsession is there. Example is, for example, if you, so what is obsession? For example, you have belief that particular completion of particular ritual will prevent something terrible happening in the life. For example, आपको अगर लगता है कि कोई पूजा करने से आपके लाइफ में जो कुछ बहुत बड़ी घटना होने वाली है वो नहीं होगी, so that is the obsession. Obsession means हावी होना. Obsession means something is हावी on you. So you, अगर आप किसी के अधीन होते हैं, किसी के कोई चीज आपके ऊपर हावी होता है, तो that is known as a obsession. Okay, so recurrent intrusive thoughts, ideas, images, impulse, that is nothing but the obsession. And if any patient or any person is having these symptoms of obsession and compulsion, then it is known as a OCD, that is obsessive compulsive disorders. And the drug of choice for this condition is fluoxetine. Fluoxetine in case of adults and clomipramine in case of children. So fluoxetine is a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor. Okay. Then clomipramine is also a tricyclic antidepressant which is related to imipramine. Okay. So it will also inhibit the reuptake of noradrenaline and serotonin. Okay. So those are the mechanism of fluoxetine and clomipramine. So fluoxetine is a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor and clomipramine is a reuptake inhibitor of your noradrenaline and serotonin. Okay, so these drugs are used as a drug of choice in the obsessive compulsive disorders. Now we will see the last, that is drug of choice in case of alcohol poisoning. Okay, so in case of alcohol poisoning, drug of choice is fomepizole. Okay, so drug of choice in alcohol poisoning is fomepizole. Okay, so we will see why there is a poisoning. So alcohols, alcohols like ethanol, methanol, ethylene glycol, all these are alcohols. So poisoning to these alcohols may occur. Okay, so may occur to these alcohols. So alcohol poisoning means most of the time it occurs with the methanol, because there is adulteration of methanol in ethanol. Okay, so that's why most of the time poisoning occurs. So alcohol like ethanol, methanol, ethylene glycol, poisoning to these alcohols may occur. Okay, so methanol is also known as a wood alcohol. Then ethylene glycol is known as an antifreeze agent, because this is used to prevent the freezing. Okay, this is used to prevent the freezing because it is a humectant. Okay, so ethanol, methanol, and ethylene glycol, all these are the alcohols, and the poisoning to these alcohols may occur. Actually, you should know the metabolism of alcohol in the body. So alcohols are metabolized in the body by enzyme that is known as a alcohol dehydrogenase. Okay, so alcohols are inactivated by alcohol dehydrogenase in the body. We will see one by one metabolism of your ethanol, methanol, and ethylene glycol. Okay, so in case of ethanol, first ethanol is converted into acetaldehyde. So if you take ethanol, your body has an enzyme that is known as alcohol dehydrogenase. It will convert ethanol into acetaldehyde. Okay, then again your body has an aldehyde dehydrogenase enzyme. That will convert acetaldehyde to the acetic acid. Okay, so final acetic acid is the metabolic product of your ethanol. Finally ethanol will be converted into acetic acid. Remember this. Okay, now methanol will be converted into formaldehyde by alcohol dehydrogenase first, and then again this formaldehyde will be converted into formic acid by aldehyde dehydrogenase. Okay, so formic acid is the end product of methanol metabolism. Again propylene glycol will be taken up by alcohol dehydrogenase and it will convert into glucoaldehyde. Okay, so this glucoaldehyde again will be converted into glycolic acid by aldehyde dehydrogenase. Okay, so alcohol dehydrogenase and aldehyde dehydrogenase will metabolize sequentially the alcohols. Okay, so first alcohol dehydrogenase will metabolize two respective aldehydes, and then aldehyde dehydrogenase will metabolize aldehydes to respective acids. Okay, so acetaldehyde first in case of ethanol there is a formation of acetaldehyde and acetic acid. In methanol, formation of formaldehyde and formic acid. Then propylene glycol, you will get a glucoaldehyde and glycolic acid. Okay, so these acids and aldehydes, they are very poisonous substances, and most of the symptoms of alcohol poisoning is not because of alcohol only. It is because of this metabolic product. Okay, so symptoms and poisoning symptoms of this alcohol like methanol, ethanol, and propylene glycol is because of their respective acids and their aldehydes. Okay, so this acetaldehyde, acetic acid, formaldehyde, formic acid, glycoaldehyde, glycolic acid, all these are the poisonous in nature. Okay, so the acids and formaldehyde, formic acid, acetic acid, glycolic acid are responsible for the symptoms of poisoning. They are very toxic compound. Okay, so in this case the drug of choice is used is fomepizole. Okay, so this fomepizole inhibits the alcohol dehydrogenase. Okay, remember this mechanism of action of fomepizole. This fomepizole will inhibit this alcohol dehydrogenase. If alcohol dehydrogenase in the body is inhibited, then alcohol dehydrogenase will not convert alcohol to the aldehyde and respective acids. So there will be a prevention of formation of toxic compound like aldehyde and acetic acids. Okay, so fomepizole inhibits the alcohol dehydrogenase enzyme and prevents the formation of toxic acid. In this way, this fomepizole is a drug of choice in alcohol poisoning. Okay, thank you very much for watching this. Again, I would like to say we have published these books, Fundamentals of GPAT and GPAT Cracker Achiever. In case of Fundamentals of GPAT, you will have chapter wise notes and chapter wise MCQs, and it is a very much demanded book in the market. So we have sold out 300 copies in the last month only. And then again, GPAT Cracker Achiever, you will have my famous question banks. So from which, as it is, there will be a questions in the exam. Already there was a questions in 2018, 19 and last year 2020 from this book. Okay, so if anybody is interested, they can WhatsApp me on these numbers. So these the numbers are given on the screen. If anybody is interested, you can WhatsApp or you can call me for a sample PDF, or if you want to order books, you can call me directly. And lastly, I would like to say thank you very much for giving your time. And this video is very useful because you will get the content anywhere. You can easily find a single message of drug of choice in the WhatsApp, but nobody is going to explain you these things. So you should highlight, you should have knowledge of background, you should have knowledge of poisoning also, and along with drug of choice you should have know about their mechanism of action also. So this video is going to be very useful for you. And if you like this video, please like, share with your friends, comment our channel, press the bell icon so that you will get a notification of recent videos. Thank you very much.